Hi, I'm the Rick at Rick Turns, and today's video is... Hello, this is Rick Morris, and I'm here with, I guess, kind of a review of the Record SC4 chuck, which is right here. It just came in the mail a few days ago. Now, you can probably tell I really like this chuck because this is the second one that I bought. This was the first one. It was about 6 or 8 months ago, and I've been using it a lot since then. And really like the chuck. So when it came time to invest in a new one, decided to go for it again. So let's open it up, and we'll take a look at what comes with it. All right, and this right here is the adapter for 1 1/4 by 8 spindle thread, and I'm not sure if this is usually sold separately or not. I bought this from Highland Hardware, and the chuck package here and the adapter all came in one package, or basically all came at one price, and I haven't priced it anywhere else. It's roughly $200. So you might, if you don't get the adapter, you might find that it's cheaper than that. I don't know. So it uses this type of tightening wrench. You can see we've got a little ball end here, which will fit into this on the chuck right there. Now I have heard from another person who uses these that using the ball end there is going to wear out the threads, not the threads, but the flats in this piece right here. And he cut the ball end off of his just like that, right there. So he hasn't had any problems yet, but at one point he did have to replace that. That's Mike Peace. His channel is Mike Peace Wood Turning. And I'm pretty sure he also did a review of the SC4, although I haven't watched it yet because I did not want to prejudice myself. So here's the chuck itself right there. Mounted, or it's packed in oil to prevent rust, I'm sure. So I just want to get some of that off. And then the other parts that it comes with. All right, let's get this open. We've got a woodworm screw right here. That seems to be fairly standard. All chuck makers, I believe, package this with them. At least the chucks that I bought always got a woodworm screw with it. Then we've got a couple of Allen wrenches here, and a set of screws for attaching jaws to it. That definitely makes sense. This is a set of 50mm jaws, 2-inch jaws. It seems like every chuck you buy, if you buy it as a package, it comes with 2-inch jaws. I'm not even going to open these because I'm not planning on using the 2-inch jaws, at least not right now. And then this right here, get this open. Also, oil to prevent rust. And this is a faceplate. But as you can see, it's a faceplate that you mount onto the jaws of your chuck, presumably 50mm jaws. And then it comes with a jaw removal tool, just like this. Let's take a look at the adapter here. Also packed in oil. I don't know what size that actual opening is there. It's obviously greater than 1 1/4. So the adapter here is going to fit right in there, and so just going to screw that down in there. Okay, now I need some jaws. Now one interesting feature of this lathe is that it says it will take all Teknatool Nova's jaws. So we're going to find out. This is a Teknatool G3 chuck, and I am going to, after I clean it out here, I'm going to take these jaws off of this chuck. Yep, sure enough, just like they said, it mates right in there. Well, I've got the I got these jaws screwed on there, and they fit quite nicely. Teknatool Nova jaws, which I end up having quite a few of. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tighten this down all the way. And it tightens with a right-hand screw, whereas the Teknatool Nova jaws, they tighten with the left-hand screws, which I always find that kind of annoying. It's non-intuitive to me. So I've got that real tight now. Make sure that's as tight as it will go. And I left these, left the jaws loose in there, this mounting jaws here. And now I'm going to tighten them all up. And that, of course, just makes sure that they're all in exactly the right position by tightening the jaws all the way together first before you do the final tightening of the screws. All right, got them all. Yep, got them all there. Now, just been checking the instructions of the book here. And yes, indeed, there is a set screw here and a little leather washer right here. They probably are not showing up real well because they're pretty small. But if you're going to use this on a lathe that'll do reverse turning, and you might sometimes do reverse turning, then you need to put in this set screw. So I took out the thread adapter right there. And let me see where it is. All right, see if I can actually get this in the camera. You see right down in there, there's a threaded hole. And that's for this little set screw. All right, I managed to wedge that little leather washer in there. Now the real trick is getting the set screw in. And they give you a separate Allen key for the set screw. Let's see if I can do it just like this, and it should go very well. Yes, it does. Yeah, so the only real problem there was getting the leather washer in place. I'd forgotten about that. So now I can put this back in. All right, it just bottomed out. And now I'm going to use the Allen wrench, go in there and tighten down the set screw. That's the wrong hole. Yes, this is the right hole. You can also see right down in there, so you can see the Allen screw going in. I mean the Allen wrench going in there. And all right, because of that little leather washer in there, it shouldn't damage the threads on this thing. So it's in there pretty secure now. All right. You look at the book here, they had a few specs in here that might be useful if I can find them. Okay, yes. The standard jaws that come with it, these right here, as I said, they're 50mm jaws, about 2 inches. These little hex head socket screws, they are M6 by 10mm. And let's see, there is that set screw that I just put in, that's an M6 by 6mm blind set screw. So this is all set up and ready to go. So I just want to compare this chuck to a bigger chuck and a smaller chuck. Let me get a pair of dividers here so we can see what's what. So this right here, this is a Nova G3. I've got a couple of Nova G3s. It's a nice chuck, at least the most modern one is. The first one I got, had a few gotchas on it, but that was quite a few years ago, and I got another one recently, and works fairly well, very well. All right, so the Nova G3, we got that distance. That is 3.5 inches. And in millimeters, that is, looks like 88 millimeters. This one, the one I just got, the SC4. All right, let's open that up a little bit. And that is 3 7/8 inches, or 90, looks like 97 millimeters. And then this one right here, this is my one-way chuck, which I've had for quite a few years, and been using it for bowl turning all that time. I've got very large jaws on it, as you can see right there. Let me measure this one. Get that right. Okay, and that is almost 4.5 inches, just shy of 4.5. It looks like 112 millimeters. And I've got different jaws on these. That's probably obvious from the picture. This is 2-inch jaws in this G3. These are very small jaws here, which is, forget what those actually measure, you know. And then on the Oneway Stronghold, I've got large 4-inch jaws. And that's about 4 inches. Probably why they're 4-inch jaws, 100 millimeters. So, this one and this one both have this large opening. And the reason they have those, it's not just for being able to break it loose off of the headstock when you need to, but they use this kind of a drive wrench to loosen and tighten, which goes in here. This one does not have those. As I pointed out earlier, this one does not have any openings in there. And it's got your 2 tightening holes for the wrench, like right here. One other thing that might be of interest and might not, I'm just going to weigh them. Now, weight is really no indication of quality, but I am kind of curious myself. Okay, that is in grams. Where's the grams? Here we go. Here we are. That is 4 pounds, 13.8 ounces. Let me write this down somewhere. 13.8 ounces. So we're closing on 5 pounds there. The G3 chuck with this particular set of jaws, that is 3 pounds, 13.9 ounces. Almost a full pound less. Yeah, makes sense. And then the Stronghold, come on, let's go back to 0. Here we go. And the Stronghold there is 7 pounds, 3.7 ounces. Now this Stronghold has got an open back, as you can see right here. And that's not necessarily bad, but that is what it's got. I've never had a problem with that. The G3, it's got an open back right here. Now the SC4 here, the manufacturer took the opportunity and the effort, I guess, to put this on. It's basically a little indexing jig right there. If you want to use it, you'd have to build something to put a pin up next to it near your headstock somewhere to stop it, but there it is. And I'm trying to count how many there are, and I cannot count. Let's see if the old instruction manual says. All right, I should have read the instructions first. It says here Nova jaws 1 and 3 should still be attached to jaw slides 1 and 3 on the record power. However, jaw 2 should be mounted on slide 4 and jaw 4 should be mounted on slide 2. Okay, well, I guess it's a good thing I stopped to read the instructions. I would have made a serious false pass there. Okay, I'm going to stop for a minute and correct my screw up and put the number 2 and number 4 jaws in the correct place, then I'll be back. So I want to take a little bit closer look at tightening and loosening the chuck, because when I first looked at it I figured, well, I got a nice curve here, fits perfectly right there, that must be the way you do it. Of course that's not it, although it'll work that way. The instruction manual says, hey, use this end right here. It fits very nicely right around the adapter. and that's what it says to use to loosen and tighten the chuck on the spindle. Okay, just to wrap it up, the Record SC4 chuck, I highly recommend it. I like it a lot. Stronghold is great. It's really big and really heavy, and I will continue to use it for my larger bowls. For most projects that are smaller than a large bowl, say a small bowl or weed pots or whatever, I'm going to be using this one with a 50mm jaws on it. And then for very small things, I will drop down to my G3 chuck right here and use a small jaws on it. If I were going to buy another chuck, and probably sometime I will, most likely it would be this, the SC4 again. It's very good construction. It's very smooth movement on the jaws back and forth. Overall, for the money, I like this one. Now, take a look at the video. I'm going to pop up some pictures, screenshots of different chucks. This one, as I mentioned, I got for $200 off Highland Highland Woodworking, and that comes with the adapter. Now, the Stronghold, I believe, is going for around $280, something like that. And I don't know if that's with or without the adapter. I know when I bought this, I had to buy an adapter, but it may have changed now. And the G3 here, I think I had to buy a separate adapter for that, but I have seen this going as low as about $100 to $110, and for a G3 and a pretty good sized chuck, I mean, that's really nice. For my small lathe, 6 by 18 or something like that, I will generally use these. I've got a couple of these. This is the Nova MIDI chuck, and these are direct threaded. That is, there is no insert adapter. You buy it, there's the right thread in it. And I've seen these go on Amazon now for around $80 or $90. So the difference between 80 or 90 here and 100 to 110 here, I'd definitely go with this one. But if you're going to buy a larger chuck, I definitely go with this one again. Unless you really do a lot of heavy duty stuff, then you might want to step up to the Oneway Stronghold, or I think it's Vic Mark 5 or 7, the top of the Vic Mark line. I've never used a Vic Mark, but I've read a lot of good stuff about it. So that's it. That's my review of the Record SC4 chuck. See you next video.